getting old, Ironhide. What you need is a force field.
Hello, Bots and Books fans. This is Scorp1701, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Trailbreaker. Now, it is very surprising that Trailbreaker has come out this late in the series. He was one of the original G1 bots, but of course, you know, this series isn't technically G1. They are kind of bouncing around with different things. But this is a remold and slight resculpt of the Hoist figure that we got in the first wave. And again, that is kind of odd because Hoist came out later than Trailbreaker, but I don't know. I don't make the decisions on who gets released, when and where. But we have Trailbreaker now, and that's all that matters. So, taking a look at the box, you can see it is in your standard Earthrise box. You have a nice open window here with Trailbreaker there. You have Takara, Transformers Generations, Transformers, Hasbro 8+, the War for Cybertron logo there. You can see his name, Trailbreaker, here, and in Cybertronese. And on the side of the box, you have a nice picture of Trailbreaker looking all heroic. And he is a deluxe class, a classe deluxe, deluxe classe, classe de lujo, classe deluxe, in all different kind of languages. And on this side of the box, we have the nice picture of the Ark crashing to Earth, and all the different Autobots and Decepticons and Quintessons and all sorts of good stuff there. And on the top of the box, we have Transformers War for Cybertron series logo there, Galvatron there, and an Autobot symbol there. So that is pretty cool. And on the bottom of the box, we just have some credits for the box and a barcode. So that brings us to the back of the box. And on the back of the box, you can see that Trailbreaker is a robot, and he turns into a nice 4x4 truck. That is pretty cool. Some more credits for the box here and Hasbro, and that is pretty much it for the box. No one wants to see a Trailbreaker in the box. I know I don't. So let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have Trailbreaker out of the box. And out of the box, he comes with a nice set of instructions that will help you flip Trailbreaker from a truck into a robot, and from a robot into a truck. Lots of good diagrams there. He also comes with a nice hand missile type laser thing that will plug on, but we'll take a look at that later. And suffice it to say, he also comes with a map piece and a little decoder, but those are all boring and I don't want to talk about them. So let's take a look at Trailbreaker in his 4x4 truck mode, and this is really nice. I really like this truck mode, and you can see it has this little camper or a canopy thing attached to the back, and this will come off. But wow, this is what Trailbreaker looked like all through the 1984 and 85 cartoon until he got whacked in the movie. Anyway, taking a look at it, you can see it's a nice black truck. You have some nice yellow and orange and red details here on the side. You have a 4-wheel drive right there, F4WD, and you have some nice tail lights picked out. That is cool. You have some wheels. They are plastic with a little bit of silver in the front here. Nothing here. That's odd that they traded out the wheels. They're different. So anyway, coming to the front, you have a nice plastic silver grill here and some headlights. Clear plastic. You could have put some blue on there, but that's okay. Looks like you might have a little place for a winch. Clear for the windshield here. On the hood, you have the nice Autobot symbol there. I like that. A little bit of line detail. Got a little bit of different colors when it comes to the canopy here and the hinge, but that's okay. Hardly noticeable. What's interesting though, this truck isn't exactly a black. I think I may have said black earlier, but it's not. It almost is a really dark brown or some other color. It's not exactly black though. Well, this part is, and then this part back here. So it's basically two-toned. I'm not sure why they did that, but maybe it was the best they could do. I got some windows here. They could have did with a little paint. I'm sure Repo Labels will put some stickers on there. You have a nice port here, and that can port in the weapon here if you are so inclined to have that attached to the vehicle, which you know, I don't like that. But what I do like is that if you bought the Centurion drone set from Hasbro Pulse, you got this little satellite, and this little satellite goes right here on top of Trailbreaker, and that will kind of let you replay the thing from that episode where he was looking for Decepticons and he was, you know, scanning, and Spike and Sparkplug were having tea or coffee on a rock. So yeah, that is pretty cool. That is the place where that satellite goes, and that is pretty neat right there. All right, we'll take that off. So yeah, coming around to the back, not much on the back. You just have some, you know, molded details in here, a little bit of silver here for whatever these things are. I'm not sure. I guess that could be the back bumper. It's a little high, but again, tail lights, which is strange. I usually don't pick out the tail lights, but hey, I'm not going to complain. And this side is basically the same. And coming down to the bottom, you can see there's some legs and some hands and arms and a whole bunch of robot junk. But anyway, so that is basically Trailbreaker in his vehicle mode. All right, let's get some comparisons out here. And for comparison, we'll bring Trailbreaker out with Optimus Prime, and you can see obviously Optimus Prime is going to be bigger than Trailbreaker, but that's okay. They're supposed to be, and it has a lot of good scale to it because they're both pretty big vehicles, so that is nice. All right, get in there, Optimus. And now we'll bring out the mold mate. This is Hoist, so we can see that these two trucks on the front are exactly the same. Let's zoom in real close here. You can see same bumper, same hood, same everything until you get to the back. And obviously here you have Hoist's tow stuff, and then you have Trailbreaker's canopy, but still the sides are the same and the tires are even the same. So technically, if I take these off, I could actually have a full set of both the hubcapped and the non-hubcapped, so that is cool. See the back, same there, and on the bottom, just to compare these two, you still have the same, so that is interesting. All right, go back there, Hoist. So we'll zoom back out just a little bit because that's getting a little too close, and bring him out with his wave mate, Sunstreaker. So these two came out together in the same wave. That's pretty nice. And you know, you can see the difference between a big 4x4 truck and a sports car. Put him in. And then we have the Earthrise Ironhide, and these vehicles are definitely on the bigger side, and but Ironhide has him beat because he's a minivan instead of a truck, and you can got him. You can see he is he's longer than him by about an inch. Anyway, there you go. And that has been your comparisons. Moving on. And full transformation, please understand, I don't necessarily go by the instructions, but we get there nonetheless. All right, starting from the back, we need to remove this canopy, and so what we'll do is we'll stick our thumb right here where the hinge is and just push up, and that will pop that off real nice and easy. So we'll take that and put that to the side, and now what we'll need to do is work on the arms, or so I say. So we will pull these arms right here up, and then up on this side, and then that will give us the position we need to bring the hood right here straight up, like so. We'll do that, and now we can move the arms around and bring them out from the side, like such, on both sides. There we go. Now, with the arms out, we can basically just bring the whole figure from the back down and pop the legs, and that will bring us to here, and then we will bring the feet back and around like such, and back and around as such, and there we go. We got some legs. Now we will just straighten this part out. This is the front of the vehicle, so we'll pull that straight down. All right. make sure everything in here is tight and down, and then, oh, I need to zoom out a little bit because you can't see what we're doing. Haha. All right, zoom out. All right, now what we're gonna do is come up to the back to the front of the figure, and we will orientate the arms. We will bring them down and then down here. All right, and let's see, twist the shoulders and the bicep until you have it properly aligned to where your elbow is facing backwards, and it can come up and down like such, and you will do that on both sides. Bring it up there, and there you have some arms. He has arms and legs now, so yay, we are getting there, folks. All right, now come back to the back, and what we will do is we will pull the head. Go ahead and do the head. So the head will go through this little red square to the front. Okay, and we can kind of get this orientated. Now, with that being like it is, bring this back piece down. We will go ahead and lift up this, which is his force field generator, and we can also lift up this little gun right here, which is just, I guess, a little laser gun. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but he always had it, so there. Now, with that being as it is, we will take this piece right here and kind of fold it in on itself until you can have him flush with this red tab here, which will go into this black part right here, like it did on the Hoist figure. So let's see. Now we'll post that and snap into place, and then, ooh, if you've done it right, this will come back down and sit into place. All right, and there, whoop, his little force field generator from back down. All right, force field generators up, check. Laser, check. And there we have Trailbreaker in his robot mode. And coming in real close on Trailbreaker, starting at the head, you can see his nice blocky head sculpt with nice blue visor, which is how he looked in the G1 cartoon. You can see a little bit of molded detail for his facial features, like a nose and a mouth and some chin or face lines. That's pretty interesting. Helmet kind of goes all the way around. Got some nice sculpted detail there on both sides. So that is interesting. Nothing different here. We saw this is the front of the truck, which we saw in truck mode, obviously. And then he has nice shoulders coming down to some gray forearms, black fist. Nothing really here. Black pelvis, and a little gray upper thighs, then red for the knees. Some nice silver and black for his feet. Coming around to the back, you do see the molded detail for the force field generator and his laser cannon that usually just face up. It was there. I really always forgot to notice the laser cannon, but I always remembered his force field generator, so that's cool. So in the back, nothing much, nothing that you wouldn't expect to see. So that is pretty much what Trailbreaker looks like. Moving on. And for articulation, starting at the head, his head can go 360 degrees around. It can look up, it can look down a little bit, and it can go from side to side. So he has a lot of good motion in his head. So I like that. Coming to his shoulders, shoulders can go up and down. They can go all the way around 360 degrees if you take the back part with you. He does have a bicep swivel all the way around. Nice elbow bend, more than 90 degrees, which is a lot. He does have wrist articulation, goes all the way around, which is nice. No in and out, but that's okay. Just all the way around. So coming down to his chest, he does have a waist rotation all the way around 360 degrees. He does not really have a bicep swivel. You can't go forward or back unless you use this middle joint, and then you can get him forward and then you can get him back, but that's kind of cheating because that's basically where the legs go and hinge up. So that is your leg going up, and your leg can go back just a hair because it gets stuck on this piece right here, so that's interesting. And can go out to the side. You've got some thigh swivel all the way around, 360 degrees. You have a nice, basically double knee bend if you want to do that, but that is basically for transformation, but it's there. You can count that as articulation. And coming down, he does have kind of a rocker on his foot, so he can like, So that is your articulation for Trailbreaker. Moving on. And for accessories, yes, I am going to count the ones that are attached to his back, like the force field generator here. It is white, goes up and down, and you know, it just sits there, but I consider it an accessory because, well, it's a weapon and he does something with him, and it's not really part of his robot mode, and it's not part of the vehicle mode. So yeah, and then I will count the secondary cannon as an accessory, so it comes up and you can go bang, 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 bang. And it just sits up like that, or if you don't want it, you can fold it back and just have his, you know, force field generator. It's up to you how you want to display this guy. Alright, so with those two out of the way, the next thing I want to take a look at is this canopy. It is technically an accessory. It covers up his main parts, and if you were so inclined to, you could store it back onto his robot mode by pulling out this little tab, and that little tab will connect into this little port like so, and it will fit right onto his back, and you will still have enough room because it has these ports, so it won't interfere with the weapons that are out, like the force field generator or the extra cannon there. So it sits right there, but that does give him kind of a backpack. Let's zoom out just a hair and you can see, but it's nothing really that bad, nothing that I don't think looks all that bad. So yeah, and finally you could take it off, and what you could do if you're so inclined is to plug it onto his arm and use it as a shield. Don't shoot me. So yeah, that is just another option that you could do with that. Alright, so the next accessory that he has is his arm missile laser cannon thing, and usually the one that came with Hoist was all orange and it went over here, but this is Trailbreaker's, so it's going to go over here on his left hand. And I like to slide it all the way down because my Trailbreaker really didn't have a left hand. He had this little number going on. And also some of the shows he actually did have a hand. For the most part, I remember him like this. It's my toy, my review. He's going to have it like that. Now, if you don't like it like that, yes, you can push it up a little bit and just hold it as a gun and still have your hand free. But I don't like that. I like it like that. And that's how we're doing it, because this is my way. All right, moving on. And for comparison, here you have Trailbreaker with Optimus Prime, Hoist, Sunstreaker, and Ironhide, and these are some really, really nice bots. Let's get some good close-ups of these guys. And as you can see, these two look really different in robot mode, and they had really different personalities in the show, enough to where you would actually want to get both of the molds. So it's the same toy but different characters, which is something that the Transformers did a lot of. So here you are with Sunstreaker and Ironhide. So yay, I love these bots. These are great representations of your G1 characters in a nice, affordable, updated mode. Moving on. And this has been Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, Earthrise, Trailbreaker. And he's a nice little figure. He's not one of my particular favorites, I guess, but he is a G1, and better late than never to have him in this series. since the last one we got was from, if I remember correctly, the Combiner Wars, and it was just a mess of a figure because it had to have that little combiner gimmick, which kind of ruined the chest for it, and it just didn't look like Trailbreaker. And I think its name was actually Trail Cutter or Trailblazer. They actually got the Trailbreaker name back for this guy, and I'm very happy that they were able to do that. I guess if they don't use names after a while, they lose the rights to them. But anyway, so yeah, I like this guy. He's should be in stores now for about $20. If you like the G1 aesthetic, you're gonna like this guy. And he is, you know, he, like I said, he was part of the original G1 crew, so you kind of want to have him in your collection. So anyway, guys, that is Trailbreaker. Hope you enjoyed the review, and until next time, keep playing.
Fate rarely calls upon us at a moment of our choosing.